we kind of came from that generation right after the generation that you bottle your emotion, you don't show emotion, you push through. And I just realized, man, there's something in me that needs some fixing. I need to be a better husband, a better dad, and a better grandfather, and a better leader of the people that I lead. And I felt like Refuge was that place anyone could come and feel comfortable. I came from a really broken home, alcoholic father who left early, just a lot of stuff. We had a kegger in the basement, so when we were kids, we would go down and get beers for all the adults. So guess what you're doing when you're 8, 9 years old? You're drinking beer out of a keg. And exposed to porn when we were little kids, Playboys in the basement just laying out open. I mean, just weird stuff that you'd be like, this isn't right. My dad didn't come to my high school graduation, didn't come to my wedding, stuff that's not normal. At the time, normal's to you whatever normal seems to be, you know what I mean? And basically kind of became a dad of 3 younger brothers at 13 years old because he was out of it, gone. I had a violent temper, like an unbelievably raging temper, almost like killed one of my brothers, literally. I had cancer 13 years ago and was pinned to a table 5 days a week for 6.5 weeks. I lead a pretty high pressure life, I guess, in a way. I run a food ministry we started, and Refuge is helping me unpack these backpacks and put them away. The more I get in, I'm starting to unravel some layers of things, like with the cancer and things that I probably wasn't even paying attention to that were impacting me. I know I wasn't paying attention to that they were impacting me. There's trepidation like no other. I mean, there was like, you're saying things that no other human being knows other than you kind of thing, and that's a little awkward, right? Then the stigmatism of like, oh man, what do you mean? People say you're seeing a counselor. So I'm just flat out open about it, man, because there's nothing to apologize for. I have no regret. I left my first session thinking this is the right person, and I definitely made the right decision. I really believe that this was going to help me and make me a better person. I've been able to forgive myself of some things that I didn't know if I could ever be forgiven of. I knew God forgave me, but there's one thing for God to forgive you, and there's another thing for you to forgive yourself. I show up better. I know how to prepare myself now. If there would be a trigger for me, I can address the trigger before it ever happens. Like half our family that I used to almost live with, I made amends with them, and then found out my dad was sick and started to mend my relationship with him. So while he was in treatment, I got to go see him and tell him, hey, I've become a Christian, and I want you to know that I forgive you for not being the father that you were supposed to be. And I said, I need you to forgive me for being the son I could have been. And then I felt like God said, you're not going to lead your dad to the Lord. I brought my pastor the next day, and I got to see my dad pray to receive Jesus. And the next day he died. This is probably one of the greatest decisions I've ever made. I believe Refuge is one of the greatest gifts to this community. I would highly encourage people to support it in any way you can. It's a great experience, and you'll be better for it, and you'll never regret that decision. Hope grows at Refuge because people care.